if for whatever reason it doesn't materialize for PBIR, is there a plan B?
Yeah, there's a couple of different locations we're looking into.
Okay.
These would be ground up builds, which is good and bad. PBIR is nice because it's already there. It was already a racetrack. So with regard to zoning and permitting and all of that, that's sort of that's kind of an ace in the hole because it was already there. So talking to local government, stuff like that shouldn't be an issue to reopen it and develop it and get in there and get the place going again. When it comes to a ground up build, you have a lot more challenges, but you also have a clean slate, which is nice. So the alternate locations we're looking at are within the radius of Palm Beach International Raceway. They're not in Palm Beach, but they are below Lake Okeechobee.
People still drive there. It's still going to be the closest thing.
It's still going to be the closest thing.
Yeah.
These particular pieces of land, the plots of land are much larger. PBR is roughly about 175 acres, give or take. We're looking at 300 and 400 acre plots, which would allow us not only to build the drag strip, the road course, the car condominiums, the whole thing, but maybe concert venue. You can integrate a mud bog, dirt track kind of thing, which is they actually had at Palm Beach International, which oddly enough was one of the most successful tracks or events that they had at that track. We looked at the financials.
No kidding.
Yeah, we looked at the financials when they were open, and the mud bog, the mud events brought in more people, more spectators, and more money in a 24 to 48 hour period than the road course, than the drag strip combined over a long period of time. I really could not believe that. So, the plan B is actually pretty good. And the plan B is, so it's a blank slate. As I said, the book's wide open. We kind of do whatever we want. Now, there certainly comes the construction time. We're talking about PBIR. We get in there between 9 and 12 months. We can be operational. You're talking about probably 2 to 3 years minimum if we have to break ground on something, demuck, it's going to be a mess. So, but there are plan Bs. We're currently pursuing those now. We're working with some other government agencies and, city managers and other large corporations and stuff throughout South Florida to kind of see that through. So we need to bring racing back to South Florida. That's the mission, whether it's there or somewhere else. But we have nothing.
By the time you're done with this, you'll be ready to run for office. You'll have enough experience.
And then maybe I'll be the governor.
Yeah. Maybe that's what we need, huh?
No, I don't think so.
Just to get things over the edge. So, hearing you say doing live events there, doing concerts there, like finding a way to monetize the space so that the dependency on hey guys, we need you to come to the events. We need that $10 entry. We need that $20. We need, your entry to come and show your car in a VIP, whatever it is. The community, there's different levels to it. And we all know what the market will bear if we put together a show, how much people are willing to pay for a ticket. I'm going back to the days where I used to go to hot import nights. And you remember what you were willing to pay to get in there. You probably had no idea what people would pay to put a booth together or a car or any of those things, much less build a car, but we kind of got to see for many years in a row, thanks to just how the automotive scene was back then, media, we had the benefit of that huge shot in the arm for a decade and a half of Fast and the Furious, which did a lot for everything. But we kind of got to see what it takes to sustain a show. And then we had the advent of, drift and everything else after that. But I think if plan B ends up becoming plan A, then there's some silver lining to that, because you could find a way to make sure the space is monetized and it's not wholly dependent on anything that's only motorsports, while still maintaining that core of what it's supposed to be. So it's very exciting.
Also the timing is right. The other thing I will mention is social media. There are multiple racetracks right now that are underutilizing the power of social media, influencers, vlogging.
Yeah, the technology has changed. Social media has changed completely.
You got all these old heads in there that own these racetracks and they're there for 40 years and they're wondering why there's no asses in the seats. Well, you haven't done anything to get those asses in the seats. Yeah. Or you've got live streaming now and nobody wants to leave their house to watch the race. Well, fine. Then cater to the live stream, cater to the guys who want to watch it online, but give some incentive to people who actually want to show up.
They do it for other sports. They do it for boxing. You tell me they can't do it for racing?
Look, you have the Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson Netflix.
Yeah.
I mean, not only was it one of the largest streamed events ever. I think it broke Netflix or something happened, but the place was packed. Well, how is that? Well, marketing, first and foremost. These racetracks, they don't do any marketing. They're doing no marketing. They don't do anything with social media influencers. The first thing we're going to do, the first day, this is already planned out. The first day when we either break ground on a new motorsports facility or we move into PBIR and get that place going again, we're going to invite all the social media guys, all the influencers, the guys that are into the automotive world that have that reach. We're going to invite them in to create
No
whatever it is they want
firestorm.
to do.
Yeah.
Here's the property. You have 48 hours. Buy. It's going to be a buffet of content
Yeah.
that's going to be created. And that in itself will,
The resurgence alone of people who haven't even been keeping up with what's been going on. They just wrote it off. Oh, okay, that's it.
Yeah.
You know, I bet I could walk up to people and be like, "Did you know that this is happening? Did you know that there's a chance we could buy?" Well, I didn't know. Who's doing that?
Right.
So you mean this and that? We could go back. It's like, yeah, you could take your kids there now. Ooh, instead of you telling stories about, yeah, this was me, this was my car. We used to go drag racing here, but not anymore.
Right.
Well, Dad, how come we can't do that? Well, the closest thing is an hour and a half, 2 hours away,
Right.
and it's only a strip, and we can't take the car up there because we don't have a trailer. And, that's just enjoy the memories, son.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to give them something to go to.
Yeah.
You got to make it fun. Doesn't mean it's going to be cheap. Unfortunately, things cost money.
Right.
This isn't 1995.
A movie ticket isn't $5 anymore.
Listen, I just went to the Winter Classic down at Lone Depot Stadium in Miami.
Yeah.
Watched the Panthers get manhandled by the Rangers.
Right.
I paid $560 a ticket. Okay. That's a lot of money.
But
I'm
it
not
was
going
an
to sit
experience.
even though the Winter Classic in Miami was a little contradictory, the venue was amazing. The event, it was like the Super Bowl for hockey.
Yeah.
I've been to a bunch of hockey games. The bottom line is while it did cost a lot of money, the place was packed. They marketed it correctly. They gave us something that was fun. They provided a venue that was exciting. The racetracks do none of that.
No, they don't focus on that
It's
experience.
just knuckle dragging, stuck in the 90s. Screw them if they don't want to come to the track mentality. You give us no reason to go. I mean, Palm Beach International doesn't even have sewage connected to it from the main road, from the B line.
Oh, right. Yeah.
It's on a
We all
septic
know that,
system. Remember, you'd have to go there. You have to go in a porta potty.
Yeah.
No, I
There
don't
were
really.
still some of them there when we went.
Yeah, they abandoned them.
Right.
No, I don't care if I got to go in a porta potty, but my wife does. My 4-year-old son might.
Sure.
They did nothing to.
They didn't invest in those facilities to make sure that they broadened the scope of who is willing to come and consider, like, they're coming from, it's still far for people, but not too far they're not willing to go. But when they're there, they're not going around the corner to grab a snack or to go and use the bathroom or to whatever they got to do. It has to be there. You have to make sure it's hospitable so that the people who love to come there, the people who are racing, going to the shows, exhibiting, can bring their family. How else are they supposed to get the next generation to invest or get the support of their family to do it so that it's sustainable? Yeah, it's just not, but like you said, if that's not one of the things that they were trying to keep in mind, like, how do we keep upgrading this experience? Let's say even if we have to raise costs for things, we got to do something about it. I can't just say, like, it's like raising taxes, Well, why? Now I'm going to look for another place to go, or I'm just not going to participate. And then we wonder why the sheet goes down like this and then the doors close. So hopefully it's a cautionary tale for other tracks, especially in Florida, because nobody's immune to this, right? That flat land looks good to just about anybody. So hopefully that's not going to be something that impacts other tracks. But
well, look what Cleetus is doing. Cleetus McFarland, what he's doing in Bradenton with the Freedom Factory and what they've done with Bradenton Motorsports Park. That was DeSoto, I believe, DeSoto Raceway.
I think so. Yeah.
Circle track. He bought it. He took a risk on it. He put his money into it. He revamped it, but he markets it in a way that's fun and exciting. It's fresh. They have really unique events there that they stream. Their place is packed every time they have an event. And why is that?
Well, he's running a clinic on, hey, if you're not doing this already, start.
He markets and he appeals to the people who want to go and watch those types of things. And he has provided an environment for those people to come and have a good time. And it works, doesn't it? It's worked for him. It works for lots of other people.
It's part of his plan from the beginning too, like it's like, hey, I have this kind of following. I have this lightning in a bottle. Use it as a force for good.
Yeah. And it has. It has.
Yeah.
And thank God for that. Well, we want to do the same thing, just on a much larger scale. I will tell you, this is the elephant in the room, man. The 175 acre property in Palm Beach County is not a joke. It is hundreds of millions of dollars. Hundreds of millions of dollars we're talking about here over many, many years. But we're fully committed to that because that's what it's going to take. So,
yeah, I mean, look, at scale, if there's a plan in place to make it happen, that doesn't become as intimidating. But yeah, for anybody to hear that, it's a serious proposition.
Yeah.
It's not to be taken lightly.
No.
You know, so
Nope.
yeah. Well, look, if there's anybody who's going to get it done, I know it's going to be you.
Thank you.
And your partners involved are lucky to have you. And I know that you chose the right people to do this with.
100%.
So if you guys are not already paying attention to what's going on, I think you need to tune in. And that's to the RPM group.
Yeah, rpm-grp.com. Just, we got a cute little website there. But
where else can they find you?
We're on Instagram as well. If you go to the Florida High Performance Instagram page, there's a link there to the RPM Group's page. We don't really post much. We don't want to mislead people.
When you do post, I think you get like 20, 30, 40, 50, 100,000 views on a video. So people are paying attention.
We launched our website, the rpm-grp.com, on like GoDaddy or something. It crashed 16 times that day. I had to keep maxing the bandwidth of it. It was the response was overwhelming. Not surprising. I know the demand is there, but it's been pretty fun, man. It's been very cool. I feel very confident that, we will get it done some level, and everybody's waiting. Timing is very important too. When Palm Beach International closed, for a few years there was sort of the government, the regime in the White House wasn't very pro motorsports. The EPA was cracking down.
Yeah.
You had these diesel shops getting raided, and guys taking catalytic converters off cars were going to prison. And
sure,
it was a very scary time for guys like me in a business like this. And it just wasn't, the racetrack really wasn't important.